So welcome back to my channel. I wanted to do a little bit of vlogging today as it's the day before my launch is going to be happening, and the launch is for the new collection. Some of the pieces that I'm wearing right now are from that new collection. I am obsessed with the Franco chain, and this is one of the pieces, and then I don't think you can see it as well because it kind of dangles a little bit low, but this is another one of the pieces, which is like this tiny little shell, and it has a pearl inside of it, and then of course the honey ring, which is absolutely stunning, and it's so beautiful. Let me see if I can get it. It's always so hard to catch the details on this, but it is a very beautiful piece that I'm so proud of. I wanted to do something that was inspired by honeycombs, as our name is Miel Oro, and really just embodying that experience of feeling like you're drenched in honey gold. So yeah, that is this ring, and I think that I'm actually waiting on a few other pieces as well, but since I perfected the size that I wanted it to be, you can easily like layer these on top of each other. You could even, I was playing around with it, you could even wear it as like a band for one of your for your engagement ring, or even, you know, our pave ring, which I need to go put on as well. For some reason I don't always wear my entire like ring stack when I'm working, because I feel like it kind of gets in the way of me working fast. So I only wear like a couple rings while I am working on the laptop. So to catch you guys up, this morning I have been basically focused on getting the listings, the product page listings for the website all updated. I actually received the final edits of my pictures today from the shoot, and that took a few revisions. So I finally got something that I was happy with. There are a couple pictures that are a little bit, I guess, overdone, which is not really the vibe that I like. I like to keep like obviously a very natural look, but like with a little bit of polish on there. But anyway, so I went through all those pictures and I changed a few, and then I also just made sure that I was compressing pictures, sizing the pictures to look correctly, picking the ones that I wanted, creating the order that I want them to show up in, and all that stuff. So I've been working primarily on that. And then the second part of today, I am also going to be focused on doing this little refresher on my site. I think that my site has come such a long way. Like the first couple iterations, of course, were a hot mess, but basically what I'm doing now is updating some of the copy and the language, and then some of the layout as well. And then I also want, of course, add the fresh images to the website. And then lastly, I am also updating the collections pages. So when you go and click down, and maybe I can do a screen recorder, so that way when you go and click down into a collection, I figured out how to add like the image and the description on each collection. I think particularly with this collection, because it's called the Siempre collection, which means always. And the goal with this is to have styles and pieces that are made of materials that are meant to last, you know, forever, and that you can hand down to your daughters, granddaughters, etc. And they're styles that will never, you know, feel out of place, or, you know, feel like they're not quite, I guess, in. So they're very classic with like a tiny modern twist in it. But yes, so that is what I'm working on. And then tomorrow, once everything has been set, I will update all of the listings to be active and live on the site. And then I usually do that early in the morning, so I can quickly like go through it, make sure everything looks good, and I can easily place like an order, make sure my language looks correctly and my images look great. So I am working on that. And then and one other project I'm working on right now is actually hiring like a freelancer to do just like updates for my site. Speed has been a little bit, has been dropping. And the reason why this happens is because for me particularly, is because I've added a lot of third-party apps through Shopify. And when you do that, it actually can add on like a lot of, not to get too into the weeds, but it can add on a lot of extra code, and then obviously the apps that are embedded in there and so forth. So that can really slow down your site a lot. So I am also going to be finalizing some numbers and just like the plans with a freelancer that I will be working on the technical side of things. So really busy day, but I am so excited to launch these pieces. You know, it's kind of crazy. I was thinking about how on my run, the honey idea actually started for me maybe like 8 months ago, and that was like the first sketch that I did in regards to the ring. And then as I was putting this collection together, I thought this would actually be a great piece to add on. So, you know, some of the other pieces were a lot quicker. So like the Franco, for example, this was a very quick decision for me. But some of the pieces have taken a little bit longer. So yeah, but I'm excited to finally show them to you guys and have them up on my site and just kind of see what feedback I have there. So I will also just show you guys a little bit about like what I'm doing and on the back end, so you guys can get a sense of how the more operational logistical side goes. And I don't know if this is very interesting, but you guys let me know. This is honestly what I like spend most of my day on, is really like the back end of stuff. So whether that be like web updates or copy updates or email marketing updates, like I'm always on my computer and, you know, working on that and developing and creating that and testing out, etc. So I'm actually trying to pick a new hero image for the website, and so I'm kind of playing with this. I actually really like this picture, so I think I might go with something like this, or I was also thinking about doing something cleaner, like this picture, which I am obsessed with. Okay, or something like this. But you know what, as I was having this upload, I actually think this looks so much better. Just like grabs you. Gorgeous picture. Anyways, so I'm working on updating. Don't mind the copy here, as it's like what I'm starting off from the current website, and then I am going to update that shortly. And let me adjust this here. So I am gonna update all the language there, but I actually want to show you how I sketched out. I know it's like bad drawing, but this is basically what I sketched out the layout to look like for my website now. So I want to, of course, have like the hero image. I'm adjusting some of the collections that I'm showing, starting with the new arrivals, of course, because I have the new collection that just is launching tomorrow. And then after that, I am changing some of the language to really be focused around jewelry, having that capability to tell a story, to hold a memory, and all that good stuff. And then followed by that, I am going to do like a bestsellers collection, and I'm changing the format from what it currently is. And then followed by that, I do want to talk a little bit about just a quick snippet on the story, why I started Mia Loro and my experience with the jewelry industry. And then the latter half of the page is going to be more like value proposition, like snippets. And then I will also add the reviews and update some of the reviews towards the bottom there. So I'm just playing a little bit with the layout. So I am working on that for like the afternoon. And then I also just want to decide on some of the images that I want to update for the main portion of the site. Okay, so let's talk about this sun situation going on right now. That looks absolutely beautiful. I need to get myself out there for even 5 minutes. So I just finished updating some of the listings on Shopify, and I did phase out a few different products that just weren't performing super great. So I just finished doing that. And then I wanted to show you guys basically my little list that I referred to during a launch. I think I have maybe like a couple things that I still need to add on here, but this is basically just like a high, like bird's eye perspective of the steps that I go through, and just to make sure that I don't miss anything. Of course, launch times can be very, very stressful and just like a lot going on. So I put it all together on a list. So these are really the steps that I take every time I'm launching a new piece. Of course, creating like a new collection, adding the products to Shopify, descriptions, like alt text, etc. Basically all the website stuff that I need to update on here. And then in terms of pictures, I will also provide like the type of pictures that I need. This has been changing a little bit since I haven't been doing as much flat lay. I find that I think it's more helpful to see all of the jewelry on instead. So I've been transitioning a little bit away from the flat lay type of stuff. But for some products, I still do have that in place. And then super importantly is to compress images before I update the website. Having, large file images can really hinder the speed of your website. So I always make sure to do that as well before uploading it to Shopify. And then for I guess it should be more like social media now because there's so many different outlets, but I definitely can add on a lot more stuff here, which is creating more of like the excitement around the pieces, teasing, of course, the launch and all that stuff. And what I actually need to add here now is that I now do like a run through of all pieces that I do via video. So that's another one that I should add here. But like day of, or even like the day afterwards, I will actually go ahead and do like just showing all the new pieces and talking about them, providing like specifics around the features, and of course like the story of why I added this piece. And then the other thing that I wanted to note here is that creating like an email template just to update everybody about the new pieces is super, super important. That's the next thing I need to work on. I do have therapy in like 15 minutes, but after that is the other really key thing that I need to work on, is making sure that my email is ready to go. So it's the next day after I launched yesterday, and I didn't get a chance to follow up because it just was exhausting. I had woke up pretty early yesterday to finish all the details with like listings, and then finalize the website change that I was doing as well. So it just got really busy, and then obviously like social media, email marketing, and so forth. And then I actually decided to take the rest of the day off because I was so exhausted. And I have to say, you kind of have to walk away from it after you launch. Otherwise you're just gonna like obsess over it and see like trying to wait for like feedback and stuff. So it's kind of good to actually like walk away. So I actually decided to take a break, and it was actually really nice. We went to Palm Desert. So we went to Palm Desert and we had a chance to like walk around. We went out for dinner and whatnot. So yeah, but anyways, I just want to show you guys the website and what it's looking like now with some of the updates. So I changed some of the hero stuff here, like the creative and the language here. And then now you can actually see all of the new pieces, which so good to have them live on the site. It's like the most exciting moment to be able to share like the pieces finally. So yeah, they're all up here now. I kind of kept the similar layout here. I wasn't sure if to move around this section, but I think I like this for now. I was actually gonna, if I scroll down a little bit further, I was debating whether I should move this section up and swap these sections, but I think I like this for now. I think it tells a little bit about the story, a little bit about why I started Miel Oro, and then kind of jumps into the rest. So, but let me know if you have any thoughts on it, if you think maybe I should swap it. But anyways, and then these pictures, oh my God, my site looks so beautiful now with the updated pictures. I have to say though, for a few of these pictures, I might be getting re-edited again. Some of them turned out a little too clean, but overall the photography is just like impeccable. And like, wow, I'm like, I love coming and looking at my site just to like see all the new images and the new layout as well. Oh, what's going on here? That's strange. Oh, there it goes. I think it was just like my internet. And then I created a few other sections from what I used to have before. And then I actually updated, I'm not sure what's going on. I think my service isn't working, or my Wi-Fi isn't working super great. There we go. And then I updated the review section as well. It actually was really lovely to go through all the reviews from customers, and I picked out like a new one that I wanted to add on here. So yeah, and then the other thing that I did was, and I'm slowly still working on this, but I actually updated the collections pages. So now I have like an image on here and a little blurb about why I created the collection or the thought process behind the collection, etc. Like the Siempre collection is really focused around styles and of course using materials for products that can stand the test of time. So like the name says, always, these are pieces that you can pass down for generation. And then this is the ring that I have been just so proud of. This is one that I have been editing and reworking on, and kind of focused on the design here. But I thought it was a beautiful ring because it matches mi el oro, and just like, it's very unique and really beautiful. And it's like obviously like a delicate ring, but also one that's a very stated and beautiful ring that I think will definitely stand the test of time. And yeah, so I'm still working on some updates, more so on the products pages next. And then the next thing that I want to update is around like my story part. I just want to clean up some of the layout here. So that's my next project, but I'm so excited to have everything up and running. And then I actually drove back home from Palm Springs. I drove back to LA for one night. I am actually continuing some of the shooting that we didn't get a chance to finish last week with my friend Matt. And we are basically finishing up some of the video stuff and telling more about the founder story and more about mi el oro. We only had like 45 minutes at the end of our shoot last week to do that. So he's coming over tomorrow and we're gonna set up. I don't know how this is gonna work out at my apartment because the lighting is so bad in here. It's a beautiful apartment, but it's like the lighting just is not, and it was like not something that I looked for when I first moved in here. But yeah, anyway, so we're gonna set that up tomorrow and it's gonna be a long day. So I definitely have to get to bed early, and actually I probably should like really moisturize tonight so that my skin can look good for makeup tomorrow. And then I'm actually picking up more pieces tomorrow. It's gonna be a crazy day, needless to say. I'm actually picking up a few pieces. So I'm gonna head downtown first, like first thing in the morning. I actually was talking to my supplier about it tonight or today, about figuring out a time. So I'm gonna go pick up a few pieces, just more rings, because I got various sizes made for like the honey ring. So I'm gonna go pick those up, and then I'm excited to start layering some of them too. But yeah, so I'm picking that up tomorrow. And then I have to do a few other errands, and then I basically have to be ready by 11. That is our call time tomorrow, and we're gonna do a little bit of setup first, and then after that, just kind of jump into it. And yeah, and then I'm hoping, if I am not like exhausted by the end of it, I'm hoping to drive back to Palm Springs. My family, or my fiance, or I guess my soon-to-be family, they're coming up on their last week of being here, so I definitely want to just make the best of the time and spend as much time as I possibly can while I have them here. So I'm hoping to drive back to Palm Springs tomorrow, and we'll see how that goes though. And then, you know, it'll be the weekend. So yeah, that is where our things are at. We had a full day of filming, lots of product shots, and then we finished out the day by filming a quick interview about the story, the products, and what is in store for mi el oro, as well as some of the inspiration and what I'm hoping to create with mi el oro. After that, I actually ended up driving back to Palm Springs, so it was a very, very, very long day, but very successful, and I am excited to share with you guys the final products and the final edits of some of the content that we were able to get over the 2 days of shooting. Thank you so much for watching as always, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I will keep uploading videos on a weekly basis, and if there's anything that you would like to learn more about, feel free to drop a question below. And thanks again. Bye.